So guys, maybe the most anticipated preseason game, yes, preseason game that we will see in our lifetime just happened. All in short notice, with Kevin Stefanski announcing just a few days ago that Shedeur Sanders would be starting this game.
And then we'll play Shedeur at quarterback. We just signed Snoop Huntley, as you guys saw. We'll get Snoop back up to speed.
The world was waiting to see what Shedeur was going to do, because this is the son of primetime, and no matter the circumstance, Shedeur has always been able to come out on top. But this is the NFL, this is a different level, this is a whole new thing, and everything has been stacked against this kid since day one. It seems like everyone is split. Half the world will die on the hill of wanting him to succeed, the other half thinks his ego is too high, or he's too flashy, and they want to see his downfall. And so far, the NFL has tried to make his path about as difficult as possible, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, and there was no reason for it, even in a hater's eye, for Shedeur to actually fall to the 5th round. It was ridiculous, but it happened. It is what it is. And even in training camp, this guy has not gotten the fair amount of reps to properly develop and be ready for a situation like this. But out of nowhere, the Browns QB room faced a ton of injuries, and this felt like a God-given opportunity for Sanders, even with only one practice under his belt with the real deal guys, and playing with the second team and third team against the Panthers' first team defense. Shedeur knew this was not a time to make excuses. He knew this was a time to step up and light the internet and football world on fire, and that's exactly what he did. I mean, he had the King James tweeting about it. Now, was his game perfect? Obviously not. He had a few bad passes, especially one at the beginning of the game where he overthrew a wide open receiver that was right in front of him. But professional analysts before this game were talking about how, going into this one, Shedeur was set up for failure. So for him to put up the performance he did on short notice, preseason or not, Panthers or not, was legendary stuff. And he is going to have this Browns fan base buzzing for the next few weeks as we approach the season. This was not something that anyone is going to forget. Let's take a look at this first touchdown right here. The Browns lined up in 12 personnel, one back, Shedeur under center, one receiver out wide on both sides of the offensive line, and defensively the Panthers lined up in nickel formation with a 5-man front. You can see the linebacker creep in to the point of basically being in line with everyone else before the football was even snapped. And this is one of those plays where you already know what the safeties are going to do, because the Browns were in the red zone. They are going to sit back and just try to read Shedeur's eyes while trying to cover all the possible zones for a receiver to slip into. And this was a great play design from start to finish by Kevin Stefanski. It starts off with number 80 Jamari Thrash motioning from right to left, and he immediately does three things. He becomes a potential blocker, a potential pass catcher, or just a guy taking the eyes off someone in the secondary. In this case being number 36, Damani Richardson. Also, going back to the beginning of the play, Shedeur fakes the handoff before he rolls out left, and that caused the entire defensive line to react and bite for a second too long, basically taking them out of the play and giving Shedeur all day to read the defense and react. And he did a great job of not immediately taking off, because a lot of rookies, especially ones without proper training camp reps, may have misread this play, but he stayed calm in the pocket looking to throw, and number 52 DJ Johnson came crashing in. He would have blown up any rushing attempt right away, and Shedeur fired across the end zone into a tight window between two defenders, and he put the football in a perfect spot for the touchdown. And you could tell this play really got the fans that went out to the game going. The tweets came rolling in, and the biggest thing about this throw is the resilience and the ability to keep a clear mind, because the first few drives of the game did not go Shedeur's way, and then defensively people were getting ejected. It was just a mess. The line of scrimmage was also immediately getting blown up. The refs shorted him a first down, but he responded and had a great game. Now moving on to Shedeur's second touchdown of the game and of the first half. We have the Browns lined up in shotgun formation. The Carolina defense is in a zone. We've got three receivers out wide, with Gage Larvadain motioning right to balance things out and to just give the secondary something to look at before the snap. And this right here specifically showed why Shedeur Sanders is ready to play. His pocket presence and awareness has been beyond NFL worthy. The Panthers bring the blitz with one of their linebackers who had a clear path to light up Shedeur. Marshall tries to get over and block it, but he can only do so much. It was Shedeur that maneuvered deeper into the pocket, giving himself that extra second to fire a strike once again to Kaden Davis on a crossing route. He put it close to the ground where only he could get it, and by this point, it was clear Sanders was on a roll and that he had officially just lit the NFL world on fire. Now, let's go even beyond the touchdowns to take a look at what else Shedeur did in this special performance. On third down with 5 out wide and just Shedeur behind center and shotgun, immediately off rip, this was just a trash play design. It's third down, the receivers need to be around the sticks, so if they make a catch, they can get a first down, or at least they have a fighting chance to do so. But Shedeur, almost immediately after seeing where this play was headed, decided that there was nothing there, so he began to scramble right with his eyes still downfield. And this is the type of thing that is infuriating for a defense. And yes, sometimes Shedeur can scramble in unnecessary ways. We saw a 3rd-and-1 play today where he went back like 20 yards when he probably didn't need to. But this here was textbook, and this is the type of thing that is infuriating for a defense. And the slide was textbook as well. I know I might be going over the top with that, but seriously, we often see rookies come into this league and they can't even do basic things like that properly. Now here, this may have been the play of the game, the throw of the day by Shedeur outside of the touchdowns. It's 3rd and 9. The Browns are backed up in their own end zone. 3 receivers out wide, 2 on the right, 1 on the left. Obvious passing situation. The defense is going to bring pressure, and for once, the O-line bought some time, and Shedeur looked like he knew where this football was going from the moment he snapped it, and he set his feet and fired a seam across the middle of the field to Gage Larvadain, a guy that he has really been building a connection with so far throughout camp. So overall, I kind of agreed with what Joe Thomas and the other announcers said during this game. Obviously, it wasn't a perfect performance, but for the situation that it was, being randomly promoted with basically no notice, and after not getting first team reps all camp long, Shedeur was really solid, and he showed the traits of a franchise quarterback. He overcame the adversity of how the outing started. I know people always knock Shedeur in terms of all the mental stuff, but literally it's just hate. They hate a man that likes jewelry and is confident, and that's all there is to it. The football skills and the potential to develop, the ceiling is completely there. Shedeur ended this game having played just about 3 quarters. He was pulled with like 2 minutes left to go for Snoop Huntley in the 3rd. He was 14 for 23 with 138 yards and 2 touchdowns. He did not force a single turnover, something that Kevin Stefanski praised in the locker room speech after the game, and he had a passer rating of 106.7. And again, he played against both the 1s and the 2s defensively. This is a game that is really going to spice and shake things up across the NFL and just all the talk shows. I can't wait for what people have to say on Monday morning on Get Up and all those shows. Shedeur finally got his chance, and he took full advantage, and Watson and Gabriel did not seem to be enjoying watching it over on the bench. There obviously is a long way to go for the Browns and Shedeur Sanders, and I know this was just a preseason game, let alone the first one, but this team needs things to build off of, and I think this game can be one of those sort of initial stepping stones to move forward with. I thought the defense was solid, the offensive schemes did not seem too complex despite the trick plays that did not work. Overall, I got to give the Browns an A- for this game. And following this one, Shedeur Sanders spoke to the media about how he felt he did, and here's what he had to say.
I would say just the energy around, I would say, well, since I've been around, you know, the energy around like the Browns, you know, I just feel like overall, it was a different spark. You know, I feel like it was a spark, even though it's a preseason game. Typically, people don't take those too much serious, but like that's our Super Bowl. You know, that's each and every player's Super Bowl. So the change is a family thing. You know, it's a family. You got to be able to go to war with each and every guy and understand, like, we're not playing for ourselves here. We playing for each other.
That's really all I got for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this new style. I'm going to try to put a ton of editing into my future videos. And again, your support truly does mean the world. Please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. And also let me know what you would like to see next. And until then, I will see you all later.